Hi! Oh god, wait, there's an advertisement. No! Oh, wait. Ew. I don't like this. Why is it advertisement? Toilet paper ad? Yeah, specifically for me. You know, it's freaking targeted. The FBI is watching me. They're freaking noticing the fact that I literally just said that I was going to the restroom and then they planted that there. You think I'm gonna buy your freaking toilet paper, man? No. I steal. I will not fall for this capitalism scheme. Hi, you guys. Hi, Max. Hi, Kimchi. Hello. Are you at work? I feel like I'm kind of learning what your schedules are, but like, not really. So, a bidet is better anyways. Oh, no. I was just talking about raw dog yet. I'm just kidding. I would never. I would never. No, resting, yokata. Sorry, I don't know if this is gonna be much of a break, man. You're gonna be listening to freaking organic chemistry out of all things. That's crazy. I think I wanna go on to alcohols today. Yar. Yar, yar, yar. Okay, I got rid of the advertisement. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. I wanna finish watching through this and then I'm gonna do a little bit of reading. Where we're going to be doing some reading. I'm about to pull some fucking Northern Lion shit, except it's not gonna be Putin Zelensky fanfics. It's just gonna be straight up. Well, I mean, it could technically. Literal chemistry. Reactions between molecules is essentially just theoretical sex, isn't it? I feel like it is. Aki, so. Sorry. Okay. I'm really sidetracked. I have a job for you. Please. Please make sure I don't go off on any tangents. But low-key, I highly doubt that I will be able to keep up with that. My brain's so hysterically hindered.
Alright, before we begin chapter 5, we are going to go over this old little riddle that I had up for you guys. And I said that this is the list of carboxylic acid derivatives in order of what? In order of increasing electrophilicity. Right? Increasing electrophilicity. And if they increase in electrophilicity, that means that this carbon, 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 as you go up, is more susceptible to attack by a nucleophile.
By
right?
nucleophile.
Now the thing is, when that gets attacked in a...
Wait, maybe I should recap. Hold on. Okay, this is good. This is always good to do. This is not a tangent. This is not a tangent. Okay? This is really good to do whenever you already studied something. To make sure like you remember it. Because your memory is horrible. You have a lot of short-term memory, but not a lot of long-term memory. Okay, so yesterday what I did is oh my god, I'm so sorry. Oh, this is worse than a freaking preschooler, man. Oh. Okay, yesterday what I did was I went over at least IUPAC naming. Oh, whoa. I went over IUPAC naming, and IUPAC naming is essentially the specific compound assignment name that we give to chemicals, because something about like molecules and stuff like that, right, is they can have or they can contain the same things, but they have different connectivity. So then for people to understand what the hell you're talking about, then you have to do IUPAC naming. Hi Gouda! Hello Gouda! Welcome in, welcome in. I'm just recapping what I did yesterday. So I did a lot of IUPAC naming, and then I had to memorize a bunch of the freaking prefixes and suffixes that I learned yesterday. Which I can name them for all the chemicals. It was carboxylic acid, anhydride, esters, alcohols, what else was there? Alcohols, ketones, aldehydes, alkanes, alkenes, and alkynes. Anamides. Anamides. Yeah. So that's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 chemicals. You missed it? You didn't miss anything. Don't worry. I might have to review it again anyway, so you didn't miss anything. And then, you have to be able to do IUPAC naming. You have to name structures, right? Name structures. You have to be able to name structures. And then, we also kind of went into reactions. And, which is really just RxN. RxN. Reaction. I'll just abbreviate it like that. RxNs. Yeah. So essentially what he's doing right now is he's talking about like nucleophiles and electrophiles. And nucleophiles are essentially, like in its name, nucleus. It's like the center, I think. Is that right? Is that what the actual legit term? Nucleus. What best describes the nucleus? Small, dense, positively charged region. Yeah. Then nucleophile. Nucleophile. Electron-rich atom. The molecule that forms covalent bonds. Yeah, so electron pair donator. It wants to be positive, so it typically donates electrons, while electrophile is... Don't ask me, almost failed chemistry in high school? Well, you're gonna learn chemistry with me. You're gonna have to learn chemistry with me, Uda. Too bad. Yeah, electrophile is electron deficient. And since it loves electrons, then it will accept electrons. And then what he's essentially doing right here, right, is he is ranking by electrophilicity, or the ability to essentially accept an electron. Yeah. So that's essentially what his ranking is. Sorry for my tangent. But that's it. Did you notice a new channel? It's because you fell asleep. Two streams ago, I was like, I migrated. I feel really weird. Is the TLDR about streaming on my old channel. And then I didn't want to have to keep nuking stuff, so dozo. Okay, we back at it. I hope that gave a good recap, kind of.
Normal, like let's say it's LVG right here. I wonder why I'm calling it LVG, right?
Leaving
when
group.
That gets attacked by a base.
LVG is leaving group.
Something like this happens. So you get electrons kick up and eventually electrons kick back down and kick off the leaving group, right?
Yeah.
So the forward nature of the reaction is dependent upon two things.
Resize this.
Number one.
Sorry, guys.
We all do it.
Oh my god! I really should get an ad blocker. Holy shit. Oh my god, 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 oh my god! Oh my goodness! TV Jesus. Okay. I'm back. For real this time.
That But more importantly, how stable is this?
How stable
Right?
is
How
it?
stable is that? Because that is a conjugate base. And we talked about acid and base stability in our earlier lectures. So if we're able to predict the stability of a leaving group off of these, then we would be able to say, hey,
We're gonna do
I
some crazy
understand
cookie.
why that reaction goes that way.
I'm gonna
and
do a
why the
Breaking Bad
electrophiliticity
moment and
presents
make
itself like it does here. So let's
on
take a
stream.
look. Let's take a gander.
So
right?
cocaine. I forgot.
And instead of using a specific
Crack cocaine,
molecule,
crack cocaine.
instead of using a specific thing, we're going to use a base B that is just strong enough to perform the reaction.
Mm-hmm.
For these, it's very easy. For these, it gets more difficult, right? So let's take a look first at the acid chloride.
Rosa.
A base B
Base B.
will come and attack here and kick this up.
Yeah.
B, oxide, Cl. Oxide comes down and kicks this off. This is also known as the tetrahedral carbonyl addition intermediate. And that will form O, B,
Hi.
and Cl minus. Cl minus, good conjugate base or bad conjugate
Good.
base? Very good.
'Cause it's
Very, very good.
stable.
And how do we know that? Well, we know that it's quite electronegative. It's quite large.
Do you guys know
right?
why?
It's an anion. It doesn't mind a
Do you guys know
conjugate.
why?
It's completely
Do you know why? Do
stable
you know
with
why?
8 electrons around it, right? But we also
He
know
just said it. Damn it.
the pKa table I gave you.
Oh, you're so
that
smart.
the
No,
conjugate acid
no.
pKa is what?
It's because
What's the conjugate acid pKa of HCl?
Cl is a
you go back-
halogen.
go back, look at
It's
your
like
notes.
a halogen. Sorry,
What's
not
the conjugate acid pKa of
halogen.
HCl?
I think it's a
Sorry,
yeah,
like what's
halogen.
The pKa of HCl?
So
Negative
it's
5,
it's pretty
right?
close
So
to
HCl
the noble
has a
gases,
negative 5
which have
pKa,
8
and
electrons.
that's
So then
reflective
this
of
is
the
essentially really
stability
good.
of Cl minus. What's
in its
good?
form.
Low pKa or high pKa? Low pKa is good. That means this is really, really stable.
Low
Right? 'Cause
pKa.
low pKa means very high acidity, which means very good
Why?
or very low.
We look at periodic table. Hold on. Look at periodic table. Periodic table. Okay. Let's open this in full screen. Okay, do we see this? Okay. So. Some delay? Oh, it's just me. It's just me, bro. So, yeah, I was right. I think these are halogens. Yeah. So, if you look right here, right? Over here, these are the noble gases. This is the halogens, right? Then, what ends up happening, right, is noble gases, they're the most stable just because they have 8 electrons aside from helium. Then, these have 7, so then it's like when they get an electron, they're in their most stable form. The noble gases don't, yeah, they try not to. It's really hard to get them to react with anything. Wait, you know this already, bro. You do know. You are a smart cookie. My viewers are smart cookies. Sasuga. Maybe I should have you teach you this. I feel like you should just teach me this, man.
Low basicity. So is this going to come back and attack here? No.
No.
So Cl minus, fantastic leaving group.
Yeah.
And what I'm going to do right here is write conjugate acid pKa equals -5.
Mm-hmm. Aww.
What about the anhydride? All right. Some base B will come.
Stone cold stoic like me, for real. That's
attack
crazy
here.
to say.
Tetrahedral carbonyl addition intermediate. O minus. B. Transition. Yields. Resonance stabilized. Very nice. Not as good as chloride, right? Because it's on oxygen. But it is resonance stabilized. And that's pretty good. And what is this? This is just RO, or like this is just RCOO minus. What did I tell you the pKa was of carboxylic acids, or COOH? This is one that I left out the first time, so it might not be in your notes.
Cool.
4 to 5. Yeah.
4 to 5.
pKa, 4 to 5. CAPKA equals 4 to 5.
4 to 5.
All right, ready?
Low pKa is for
one more thing I think I forgot
more
to mention
stable.
is that when you have like F, Cl, Br, I, the reason F, like if it's F minus, it's HF, right? Like HF, HCl, HBr, I. The reason this is 3 and this one goes to -5 also, not just the size, but also access to the d orbital. The d orbital gives you a lot more room, right, inside of that atom. You guys get what I'm talking about? 2, 3, period 2, period 3. Period 3, you unlock the d orbital, right? Cool. The d orbital is really important. Really important.
Why?
Okay. Thioester. Some base B that's capable of performing the reaction.
You just gotta drop
theoretical
that bomb
base
and not
B.
say anything about it. Yeah. D orbital.
I'm not going to draw out the whole thing anymore. You guys get the gist. You make the O minus, it comes back down, right? Do you get?
If only I could re-lecture you about this.
What is the pKa of HSR?
HSR. Oh, hell no.
8.
8.
Not as good as oxygen. Actually, larger than oxygen, but not resonance stabilized. So not as good as the carboxylate right here. All right, what's next? These two are really interchangeable. These two right here. So these two can go here and go here, right? Okay. Some base B that's capable of performing the reaction performs the reaction, and we get B OR minus. What's the conjugate acid pKa? What's the pKa of ROH? 16 to 18. And here, if we kick off OH minus, it'd be 15.7. So I guess this one goes up there. So CAPKA, 15.7. CAPKA, 16 to 18. All right. One last one.
Okay.
Some base, some wildly strong base that is capable of performing this reaction kicks off NH2. What's the conjugate acid pKa? What's the pKa of NH3?
Uh,
38.
Oh.
-5, 4 to 5, 8, 15.7, 16 to 18, 38, and impossible to kick off. This is not possible. You can't kick that off. Because you would have to make a double negative oxygen. That's not going to happen. At least not with our organic chemistry materials.
Double negative
Right?
oxygen
So
is
you
kind of
see
crazy, right?
that as the electrophilicity
Whoa.
goes up,
Not possible,
the
no.
conjugate acid
Yeah.
pKa of the leaving group decreases, which makes sense. Which makes complete sense. Because the conjugate acid pKa reflects the acidity of that acid, the preferential formation of that leaving group. How preferable is making that leaving group that we kicked off? And what you guys probably realized while I was writing all of this down is that the leaving group is just whatever's left after you cut this, and cut this, and cut that, and cut that, and cut that, and cut that.
Oh.
Those are your leaving groups. You guys now understand why the electrophilicity goes like that. Okay, but that's not the only thing we want to learn here. That's not the only thing we want to learn. I'm about to blow your fucking mind.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Blow your fucking mind. I'm going to explode your brain into
Chemical
10
question?
million pieces.
Nani? Nani? I think you should just ask it now. The video is like 40 something minutes. I might jump and skip a little bit depending on like his yaps. Cause while I do like his yapping, I feel like you guys might. Yesterday OTR kind of got a little bit frustrated, I think. It's really freaking cool though. I forgot what PKA was though. I might have to search that up. What is the proper definition for? What is the proper definition for PKA? PKA is a negative logarithm base of the acid dissociation constant of solution. Oh, dissociation higher acidity. Oh, yeah. Solution acid ionization content. Regardless acoustic. Using regular alcohol? I think regular alcohol. I thought you were talking about drinking alcohol. Cause like alcohol is technically anything with like an OH on it, right? Or ethanol, yeah. If you're just saying ethanol, monkeys eat. Here, hold on. Let me bring out my MS Paint, okay? Etylic. Etylic, huh? What is etylic? I've ever heard of etylic. I know that, like, where is my eraser? Eraser Dogo. Proceed. Cut. Okay. I know that alcohol or ethanol just looks like this because this is an alcohol group and then you have 2 carbons which makes this ethyl, like an ethyl, right? But then isopropyl is this structure. So you have like this like little V, that's an iso, and then propyl, you can see plenty, that's 3 carbons. So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3. And then I think you have an OH like that, right? Isopropyl. Did I draw it right? I hope it. One. Damn it, I drew it wrong. No! Yeah. Yeah, isopropyl, it should not look like this, Lamau. Ignore me. It should look like this. OH. Isopropyl alcohol should look like that. Oh, no, it's because I realized I drew it wrong. This is isopropyl alcohol. Isopropyl alcohol has this iso structure. And yeah. Isopropyl is this V structure, and then ethyl has carbons like this. Your audio's weird? What? Ah! Ah! Did this? No, my audio should be fine. Hendo. I think it's because I turned my head. I turned my head. Cause like I'm looking at my second monitor right now. But sorry, I don't know where I got cut off. But this first one is what you're thinking of, the ethyl alcohol, I'm assuming. Ethyl alcohol. Or ethanol. Ethyl rubbing alcohol. It's really just in the structure. It's in the structure. Ethyl alcohol doesn't have this like V shape at the end. This is an iso structure. And then I guess the propyl comes from the fact that it has 3 carbons. 1, 2, 3 carbons. Yeah. That's why iso. Iso and then propyl. Propyl for 3 carbons. You also have something like this, I think. But it would not be isopropyl alcohol. Because there's no iso. I think this would literally just be propyl alcohol. The iso one is stronger for cleaning. I actually don't... I heard isopropyl alcohol is used for cleaning wounds. But... propyl alcohol... Ah. According to AI Slop, isopropyl alcohol is generally considered better for general cleaning, especially electronics, due to its rapid evaporation and low residue. While both disinfect well at 70% concentration, IPA is better at removing oils, where ethyl alcohol is more effective at killing certain viruses and is preferred for skin applications. What the fuck? Wait, I thought isopropyl alcohol was good for skin. Just kidding. LOL. Yeah, ISO is stronger for cleaning stuff then, I guess. Not human skin. Yeah. Skin. Asugani, the more you learn every single day. Thanks, AI sensei.
ATP. You know what? I'm gonna erase this first because it's gonna blow your mind even more.
Blow
if I
my
erase
mind.
this.
Blow my mind.
ATP
Yeah.
yields ADP and PI and what else?
What else?
What else?
Water?
Energy.
Oh, just kidding. Energy. Right. Because there's energy stored in those phosphate
I always
bonds.
forget how to draw a
What am I
adenosine.
fucking doing? I'm figuring this out now. So that I don't end up an idiot later. Not idiot, end up silly.
Here, bring this closer to me.
Silly.
So we got this guy. Nope, I'm gonna do it that way. Nope, I'm gonna do it this way. We got this guy, and then we have an N.
Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell?
And we come down. We got another nitrogen.
But why?
We go up, we got a
It's because
ring.
that's where your ATP is made, right?
Double bond
Right.
N, drop, N, double bond, drop, NH2. And that is adenosine, and this connects to your ribose. And it's smooth sailing from here. Okay. ATP. When we break ATP and we turn into ADP, you see how this is the adenosine and this is the triphosphate.
Wow.
Because what is adenosine? It's adenine with a ribose sugar. Adenine, ribose.
Ribose sugar.
Forgot a double bond in the middle. Adenine, ribose, right? When we break this triphosphate,
Yeah.
we use usually hydrolysis,
Uh-huh.
right? So what happens is that we add water into this, and this phosphate, known as the gamma phosphate, why is it called the gamma phosphate? Because this is the alpha, beta, no. It's called I forgot how to number it. I think this is the alpha, beta, delta, gamma position. So it's like there, off the carbon. Something, I don't know. It's called the gamma phosphate, whatever. This phosphate, this third phosphate, gets kicked off. And now when that happens, I want to show you something. So this is the structure, right? Now I'm going to erase it so that you guys know where we're oriented. And I'm going to show you something.
It's gonna do a
Everything other
reaction.
than that on that structure, I'm going to call R. So we have this, and I'm going to draw it correct according to Orgo.
Oh. See, tilted the bonds.
So this is the gamma phosphate connected to its partner,
Yes.
the phosphate that's next to it. You guys ready to see the magic? Can you already see the magic? It's a phosphor anhydride. Right?
I saw your fucking
so when
comment,
the water
bro.
comes in, or the glucose comes in, or whatever comes in, and attacks this phosphorus, we kick up, and we come back down, and we kick this off. And what did we just do? If we get rid of the water and we get rid of the arrows, basically what we're doing is we're taking this bond right here, between this phosphorus and this phosphorus, and we're chopping it. And we're putting an OH over here and an H over there. And what bond is that analogous to? It's analogous to this bond. That bond that just got broken. So now we have effectively kicked off this, but in phosphate form. Right? And if we've kicked that off in phosphate form, and it's not going to be H because there's an R over there. We need 2 negatives on a phosphate at neutral pH. If we've kicked that off, we allow this to resonate now.
Yeah.
Number one, that's allowed to resonate. And number 2, those 2 phosphates that were both negative and really tightly packed to one another can now repel one another. And that's called charge separation. And like charge separation is a very stabilizing effect, right? If you take 2 positive magnets, you put them together, it will repel like this. You think that's good or bad? That's good, right?
It's good.
And how much energy does it take to push 2 magnets together like this?
lot.
It takes a lot of energy, right?
Yeah.
So allowing them to separate would release energy.
Oh.
So you get a release of energy. The energy harnessed by ATP is through the hydrolysis of a phosphor anhydride bond and through the separation of like charges.
You just explained why
Has your mind been blown?
ATP is useful.
Good.
What the hell?
That is how ATP produces energy.
That's pretty fucking cool.
That is how ATP
Whoa.
produces energy.
Yeah. Whoa.
And the other thing
That's why you need to drink
This is gonna
water.
blow your mind even
Drink
more.
water. Because water
is that sometimes
can react with
we start trading.
your ATP.
We start playing
These
fucking
phosphates.
trading cards, right? So here is succinyl-CoA. Succinyl-CoA.
Succinyl-CoA.
And in the citric acid cycle, succinyl-CoA is turned into succinate. And they just tell you that the enzyme succinyl-CoA synthetase takes a GDP and turns it into a GTP. How?
It's because
As you can see by our diagram, the anhydride and the thioester are very close together on the chart, right? So if you cut a thioester bond, the energy released from there might just be enough to form an anhydride bond. Isn't that fucking wild? We couple these are called coupled reactions. We couple the cleavage of a thioester to the synthesis of a phosphor anhydride. Coupled reactions. Yeah?
wow,
Do you guys follow? Are you sufficiently impressed with the science?
a little
Now
bit.
with me, with the science. Good. Because this is, listen, everyone always tells me, like some of my students, they always tell me, like, oh my God, like, you're so cool, like, you know all this stuff, and you, like, just say it, blah, blah, blah. I was like, guys, someone should have taught you this. Someone should have given this to you. It's not like some miracle that I'm giving you this. This is literally, like, what did I just, think about what I just explained to you. You've been learning since you were 13, 12 years old that ATP makes energy.
Right.
How old are you that you learned how it happens? Someone should have taught you this. This is not miraculous. This is not me giving you a gift. This is me picking up the slack of other people. This is not a miracle.
He
This is
clocked it.
stuff you guys have to know.
Cleavage is the same way you
And
spell
once you
like
know it,
boob
everything
cleavage
becomes
though.
a lot more
CLEAVAGE. Cleavage. Like cleaver, but
Okay.
remind the ER with
Good.
the AGE.
So I'm not some miracle worker. I'm some guy filling in the gaps.
Clocked
You
it
guys wanna
though,
talk about
man.
alcohol?
I feel
Alright.
like that's why I
10-5,
ended up
alcohols.
like liking Ochem though.
Yeah. Okay.
But I don't know how to spell it. That's okay. I don't think I'm a great speller either, but you learn from making mistakes.
Untrue. Sugars are not alcohols.
Yeah, I really liked Ochem though because I felt like it was an explanation for bio, and bio always felt like facts to me, which I didn't like. You know, I don't like just remembering stuff without like reason or being able to rationalize it. Yeah, these are pretty fun. Well,
I said phenol, I was thinking about this thing. This is 2,4-DNP. I will find you hard
Imagine
pressed
hitting
to tell me
facts.
that that's an alcohol.
well, I mean, how do you come up with
Also,
stuff?
wait, what the fuck? What about your proteins? Like,
Oh.
what about like all of your proteins with cysteine in them? There's not cysteine, sorry, serine in them, threonine in them.
Because the
right?
thing is,
Like,
though,
what?
it's like the reason why you know things are facts is because they have reasons to them, though, right?
Yeah, but like,
Right?
it's just.
But then, whenever I got taught stuff from bio, it would just be presented as this is just something you have to accept,
Yeah,
something
it's
you
like
have to
the whole
agree with,
make
and it's
something
like,
organic type of
well,
thing,
what's the evidence, though?
right? I think
How do
it's
you
just
know this is
carbons
true?
and hydrogens. That's always been my thing.
Like,
by the way,
how do you know my molecules
Before
are
we
able
start
to,
alcohol,
or
sorry,
my cells are
three,
able to figure out, like,
One,
what to react
two,
with, blah,
three.
blah, 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 blah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
How do I
5
know this
bonds, right?
molecule is
Why?
reacting with another
Because
molecule and not
the
crashing into something else?
The orbital can accommodate those bonds.
It's stuff like that, you know?
But,
Yeah.
understand this. In order to do that chemistry that we did to it,
So chemistry is not.
in order to do that
No,
attack and everything
no.
on the double bond, what's the shape of
You
it?
can
It
reason
has
with
to be
chemistry at
tetrahedral.
least.
It must.
Bio didn't
Because
feel
you
like
have
that.
to be tetrahedral in order for that to happen. Why is it tetrahedral? Because the electron geometry is tetrahedral. 1, 2, 3, 4 means your electron geometry is tetrahedral. If it had a fifth electron domain right there, it would no longer be tetrahedral. Okay, alcohols. There are some pKa considerations.
You did the
by
6-7.
Kaplan, but
Whoa.
it's stuff we've already talked about, like how the inductive effect lowers the pKa, and resonance lowers the pKa, and a larger alcohol has a higher pKa than a smaller alcohol because it's like less stable as the base and it doesn't get solvated as well. So let's talk about that for 1 second. Why does this have a greater pKa than this? Well, it's because when they both turn into conjugate bases, like it's easier to surround this with other molecules of alcohol than it is to surround this, right?
Is it sterically
Solvent
hindered?
effects, right?
Oh.
Stabilization.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alcohol.
Reactions of alcohols. Okay. We're going to list off some reactions you have to know, and you have to know them by heart.
Oh God. Okay.
Number 1. How do you take an alcohol? How do you take a primary alcohol
Primary alcohol.
and turn it into an aldehyde?
Aldehyde. Oh.
PCC. What does PCC stand for?
Please
Please create
carbonyl. I got it.
Please
Create
carbonyl.
carbonyl.
Nothing else.
I remembered it from last lecture. Oh. Okay.
I think it's like a Poison-Jones reagent.
Please create carbonyl. Please.
Yeah, it's pyridine chromyl chloride or something.
Create
like
carbonyl.
Let me look up the proper name for you.
Yay! 天才だよ。
Pyridine
私
chromochloride
は
is PCC, but it's please create carbonyl, right? All right, PCC.
pyridium chloramate.
And then oxidation with Jones reagent, right? So let's talk about Jones reagent. Number 2, this is going to be your secondary alcohol, and you're going to see it 2 ways. You're going to see Na2Cr2O7
Na2Cr2O7
and
H2SO4.
or you're going to see CrO3H2SO4 and acetone. Both of these are the same thing. Jones reagent, right? To secondary alcohols, it's going to turn into a ketone. To primary alcohols, it's going to turn into a carboxylic acid. It will take it as far as it can possibly go.
Carboxylic acid. H2SO4.
Sorry, that is not very clear. This says acetone.
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 Ketone.
Can you drink acetone?
No.
Don't. You could.
I could?
Could. And the reason I say you could is because acetone is produced in really small amounts in your body when you have ketolysis. Acetone is a
Oh.
ketone body.
Not with
drink
that.
acetone. Although it smells really fucking good in my opinion. I love the smell of acetone. I love the smell of glue. I love the smell of gasoline. I love the smell of Sharpies.
That's so rancid, man. Why? Why?
Isopropyl alcohol smells so good.
It does not. It does not. That thing gives me a headache, man. What is he even
I
saying?
think that's why I'm like this. Because as a kid, I was just like, oh, gasoline.
Based.
Don't huff gas. Do not huff gas. That is so bad for you.
Did you hear that, Kimchi?
As much as I joke about it,
He literally
huffing
said, "Don't huff
gasoline,
it, man."
Even for if
Why are you
all
huffing that
do is
shit?
Gasoline vapors for like 5 seconds, you will cause permanent brain damage. It's fine if you're at a gas station and there's still air around you, but there are many, many, many horror stories on the internet of people putting their noses inside of gasoline canisters and permanently damaging themselves. Why? Because gasoline is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 octane. And octane is really non-polar.
That explains a lot. Literally brain
Hydrophilic
dead.
or lipophilic?
Lipophilic.
Lipophilic.
Oh, lipophilic. Oh. Lipophilic.
Because some fats in your body
Because it's
just
hydrophilic.
look
Ah.
like this.
Philic.
Really similar to gasoline, where if you just take this away, they're pretty much the same. So gasoline will dissolve itself inside of fats in your body. You know what has a lot of fat in your body? Your brain. Your brain is really, really, really dense in fat, right? So when you
Brain
have
fat.
anything that's lipophilic and really nonpolar, if it can cross the blood-brain barrier, it'll just situate itself and get really comfy in your brain. What's another lipophilic molecule that people encounter all the time, especially in New York City?
Butter?
THC.
THC?
If you smoke weed for a very, very long time, it'll settle itself into your adipose tissue. And then later,
No!
if you
Weed!
fast for a very
Yeah,
long time,
weed!
or you work out very strenuously, it's possible to start burning fat and release THC back into your bloodstream. So you can get a really, really, really faint high from working out. Because it's the THC releasing itself from your fat cells.
Wait, what?
One of my butt-
If you work out, you can release THC, not TCH or THC? THC. New York catches strays. I feel like he meant to talk about friggin' Seattle though. Isn't Seattle the one that smells like weed? Am I wrong?
into your adipose tissue. And then later, we'll encounter all. What's another lipophilic molecule that people encounter all the time, especially in New York City? THC. If you smoke weed for a very, very long time, it'll settle itself into your adipose tissue. And then later, if you fast for a very long time, or you work out very strenuously, it's possible to start burning fat and release THC back into your bloodstream. So you can get a really, really, really faint high from working out. Because it's the THC releasing itself from your fat cells.
Oh, so if you smoke
Happened to one of my
weed,
buddies once, or at least he said it happened. Huh? Is THC bad? I don't know. I don't smoke. Take that as my answer to your question. I don't smoke, and I would not smoke if I were you.
so if you smoke and then
Huh?
you essentially go without
I've had
smoking weed,
I've had
and
Rosetta
then
like 3
you
times.
go
It
and
is-
work
it is
out and you burn your
definitely real,
fat, then
and it's the
essentially-
closest thing you can feel to like a
you can get
shot.
high from working
It is
out
Unreal.
without the weed.
My story with runner's high, I was
Wow.
sick as a dog. I was really sick running this race. Had wicked sinusitis, could barely
Double
breathe the
dosing.
whole
Real
time.
double
I'm
down.
2 miles into a 5K race, so I have 1.1 miles to go. And I'm in so much pain, and all my muscles ache, because if you've ever had sinusitis, it causes your whole body to just like shut down. Like, it's really bad. So my muscles ache, I can't really breathe all that well, and all of a sudden, I feel like someone took a cold knife and just cut through my neck, right? And all I felt was, starting from my neck moving down, this warmth, this really, really warm feeling, and it just radiated down my entire body. And like, when I'm running, I always have something going on in my head, and I realized the moment that happened, my brain just shut off, my eyes got super wide, like I felt them, and my whole airway just cleared. And for
What
the next
the
1.1 mile,
fuck?
I swear to you, I don't even remember what happened. All I remember was one foot after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other, after the. That's all I remember.
I get that.
And I crossed the finish line. I stopped running, and I collapsed and threw up. But those couple minutes running that 1 mile were some of the greatest moments of my entire. It was
What the
unfreaking
frick?
I would do anything to feel like that again.
Wait, have you guys ever heard about
Shrooms?
like
I would not do shrooms.
what is it? I think it was like
I will stick
After,
to my 15-mile runs.
or like
I
chemo
actually,
patients.
the reason
Like
part of the
this
reason
happens especially
that I try
like
to
cancer
go
patients
really
and
long
stuff like
distance
that.
running in summer is to feel
A
like
few
it.
days
I
before
swear it's because
like
I want
they
to feel like
pass away and stuff like that, for some reason their
Without
body it just
significantly damaging
goes
my
into like insta recovery.
Alright.
Like they feel like super healthy,
reactions of
as if
phenols,
they were
right? So
like
this is
before
whatever, and then we talked before
they,
about the important
what is it, got their
reaction if we
disease.
take
Yeah, they feel
a
good later. That's essentially
hydroquinone
this too.
and we
Like
oxidize it.
you're
Normally
super
we
sick,
don't
right?
make
You
it as
feel
well,
super gross, but
or
then the
in your
runner's high is
body
like
with
you
other
suddenly feel
things,
better.
right?
Like your
We
body,
can make
I guess, releases a lot
That's a
of
big orgo no-no.
maybe hormones or
can
something
make
like
a
that,
quinone.
and then it clears up your system. But then after a while, it just tanks, and then you return back to feeling shit again. Yeah, that's crazy.
This comes up like once in a blue moon on the MCAT, right? So it's helpful to know is that if you take an alcohol and you put it in a solution of
Quinolone.
tosyl chloride
Also chloride.
and pyridine.
Purity.
The tosyl chloride, which looks like this,
Whoa.
it's toluene and like a sulfur chloride group, right? That's toluene. Then you attach a little that to it. Basically, what you can do is you can attack here, because that's tetrahedral, and you can get the same thing going on like that. And what you'll make after you deprotonate the alcohol, and what are you deprotonating with? You're deprotonating with pyridine. What is pyridine? It's that guy, pyridine.
Purity.
Right, it'll make pyridinium. You're deprotonating with that. What are you deprotonating? That guy after it picks up the tosylate, right? You will make OTS, or OSOO tosyl.
This for?
Or this is also known as OTS.
OTS. Oats.
And that is a way of creating a good leaving group.
Ah.
And why is that a good leaving group? Because imagine, you guys are cerebral enough to see this now. If this left with its electrons, this can resonate into those. Can it resonate into the benzene ring? No. Why not? That's sp2. Well, let's see. Let's take a look, actually, because this is one of the things you got to draw out. Oops. All right, so these come down, and what if this guy goes up? Well, what if this guy just goes over?
There's a lecture on that. Resonance is really hard.
No, it
Resonance
cannot
is essentially
I
when
don't
you
think-
take an electron and move
Because
it.
what if we? Because if we
The
go
best way
back-
I can like explain it, the simple is
Actually,
like,
no, it
do
can.
you know like wires when there's like
can.
electricity moving through wires, it chooses
yeah.
to move in a path where there's least
Right?
resistance.
No,
It's
it
the same
can't,
thing
'cause
for
you're popping the
molecules.
sulfur.
They're gonna move electrons in a way where
the big
like
thing here is that you're
it's
maintaining the
most
same number of
energetically
bonds here as
favorable
well,
to them, or where it
right?
will
So if this
cause
comes down,
less
you have to break
resistance.
that bond
If I compare
over
it to
there.
that, yeah,
So I don't think you can.
it's a way of creating stability,
I just think you'd
changing chemical
overwhelm
structures to make stability
the-
or chemical
the
bonding
sulfur
a
in the
little
middle.
bit.
I gotta
Energy?
do more work on that. I gotta look at it like for a
Changing
while. and
energy
try to figure it out.
distribution.
But doesn't matter. It's a good leaving group because it can actually resonate up there as well, right? Good leaving group from an alcohol. So that's the mechanism. I'm gonna erase the mechanism just to make more room. See, I'm learning along with you guys, and that's what I like about teaching.
Me too, bro. Me too.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's the entire alcohol chapter.
What?
Basically, it's these 5 reactions.
1,
And
2,
we're gonna
3,
build on
4.
it further and further. But while we're here, let me give my biochem people a pep talk. All right. Who here has taken biochem, or likes biochem, or has an interest in biochem? Hands up.
I hate it.
We talked previously about alcohol metabolism and how alcohol metabolism works. It is a 2-step process by which you turn alcohol into
Into?
vinegar in your body.
Oh.
You basically turn alcohol into vinegar. So when you drink alcohol, what are you drinking? You're drinking ethanol. Right?
Ethanol. Yeah.
Ethanol.
Yeah.
In your body, you have an enzyme called alcohol dehydrogenase.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And dehydrogenase enzymes are for oxidations and reductions. In this case, it's for oxidations, right? It will use NAD.
NAD. Where have I heard that before?
NAD will get reduced into NADH and H+. And it will turn the alcohol into a... What is this?
What is this? Aldehyde?
What is
This is an aldehyde.
this?
Aldehyde.
An aldehyde,
Yeah.
right? What is the name of that aldehyde? This is ethanol. That's ethanol, right?
Oh, ethanol.
But it
Ethanol.
also has another name. It's called acetaldehyde.
Acetaldehyde.
Where did this acet come from? Where else do we see that? Acetic acid, acetate. It means two. Two carbons.
Oh!
Acetaldehyde.
Acete
And
comes from two
acetaldehyde
carbons.
will undergo
Did
another
not know that.
oxidation by
Acete.
acetaldehyde
Carbon. Oh.
dehydrogenase.
Acetaldehyde. Acetic
NAD.
acid. Two carbon.
NADH and H plus makes acetic acid,
Acetic acid.
which can be urinated out of the body.
My body is a machine that turns alcohol into vinegar. I didn't even know it does that.
Okay.
Is vinegar just acetic acid then?
So, when you drink alcohol, you can see that it kind of depletes your NAD stores, right? It uses up a lot of the NAD. And, oh, my shirt was sticking out. And when that NAD gets used up, it makes NADH. And sometimes that NADH can leak out and go other places. And it can start hooking up with other people. Right? That's what NAD and NADH do. They
The main
just hook up
component of
with
vinegar?
whoever.
Wow.
And sometimes,
Okay. That's
when
pretty
you're a
cool.
human who loves to perform metabolism, you make this little acid in your body called pyruvic acid.
Pyruvic
Or
acid.
pyruvate,
Pyruvate!
right? Pyruvate.
I'm learning so
Hold
much, but
on.
I'll explain it. Don't
Don't get ahead
worry.
of yourself.
I'm confused, but we can connect it. We can freaking connect it.
nice.
It's gonna come full circle, I promise. This is so fucking awesome though, right? Right?
Yeah, pyruvate.
This is the shit that fucking
My mother would.
fucking pre-med science students hate. This is what people.
Pyruvate.
This is OChem. This is the infamous
Sometimes
OChem, bro.
Pyruvate
Whoa.
can encounter NADH. And NADH can dump its electrons on pyruvate.
Well, this is more
And
biochem
reform
now. I
NAD+.
feel like.
Because we want to balance. We always want to balance
6,
NAD
7.
and NAD plus
The
and
CS.
NADH. 'Cause
Beep
that
boop, beep
allows us
boop,
to control
robot.
rates of metabolism in different parts of the
Computer.
body. The NAD plus
Software
to NADH
engineering.
ratio, right? We're going to talk a lot about that when we talk about carbohydrate metabolism and fat metabolism and the pentose phosphate pathway and blah, 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 right? Talk a lot about that. Also, something to look forward to in biochem, I will finally tell you the difference between NAD plus and
Rokunara.
NADP plus. I will tell you the difference and why we have two of them, even though they do the same thing.
Only 2 of them.
Stick around. Also, guys, speaking of sticking around, tell your friends about my lecture if you haven't already. Let's get some more heads in here. Because when we do biochem,
2 of them.
a lot of people don't attend those lectures.
おかえりなさい。お
So
ってよ
pyruvate
ー。やっほー
can
やっほー。
hook up with NADH, right?
This is your
NADH has
favorite.
electrons now, right? It oxidized alcohol and now has electrons.
This generation lived inhaling
And it can
gasoline
make
fumes, and now we have brain rot.
Pyruvate.
True. True that.
Well, if we reduce it, we're going to reduce it here.
But yeah, this is your favorite. This is
And
freaking
if you guys
biochem,
don't
bio
know
stuff.
What that is, it's lactate.
Breast milk,
It's lactate.
right?
So sometimes drinking superfluous amounts of ethanol can give you lactic acidosis.
Lactic acidosis.
Means your blood becomes acidic. Lactic
I've seen this.
acidosis.
I freaking there's so.
Lactic acidosis is
Sorry.
very bad, very bad.
Can I pause this for a second, guys? I've seen so many fuckers This is a byproduct from the lactic acid cycle. Sorry, am I mistaking it for lactate? Wait. I thought lactate was the shit that comes from breast milk. Or, yeah. But I've seen so many fuckers come into the ER for, like, acidosis. And I guess this is why, right? Because, like, if, I guess, what is it? If, like, you run out of, NAD to essentially have acetaldehyde turn into acetic acid so that you can pee it out, it essentially gets converted into pyruvate, is what he was talking about. And then, yada yada, whatever happens here, it turns into lactate and this goes into your blood and then you die. Isn't that just milk in general? I think so, right? I think so. Yeah. But this, guys, don't drink alcohol. Not unless you want to come into the ER. Lactate is not lactose. Sorry. Thanks, OTR. Me when I spread misinformation. Lactate is not lactose. But they both start with lac.
You'll learn about it in medical school. Don't say I didn't warn you. All right, so that is pyruvate to lactate, right? And we're going to talk a lot about that in the lactic acid cycle. This can also be induced by strenuous exercise. But when it's done by exercise, our body normally has a way of combating that, right? But when people say, oh, my muscles are sort of lactic acid, they're not wrong. It is part of what's going on, right? One more thing.
Yeah.
Cool about alcohol metabolism. I told you guys about Asian glow. When Asian people or people of Eastern Asian or Southeast
They turn
Asian
red.
descent
Yeah.
drink
Tomato.
alcohol,
Tomato.
they may get red in the face, right? And it's because within that region of the world and in their genetic makeup, they have a relative deficiency of acetaldehyde dehydrogenase. And acetaldehyde is very toxic to your body. But when you drink alcohol, you don't make enough of it to kill you, unless you drink a shit ton of alcohol, right? But you do make enough of it for it to get through your bloodstream and cause flushing. Vasodilation in the face. And that vasodilation leads you to be hot and flush. So if you have a relative deficiency of that, you're going to perform less of this. You're going to get an accumulation of acetaldehyde, and that acetaldehyde is going to move through your blood, and you get flushing. And you also get nauseous.
Is that
You also
it?
get a headache. And you also get muscle aches.
Whoa.
And you'll also have light
I'm
sensitivity.
so bad at alcohol.
What am I
Maybe
describing?
you have a
A
deficiency.
hangover.
Hangover.
This is the hangover. That guy.
1/10
that's
the
the
rate.
hangover.
That means you probably have
Acetaldehyde.
excess
Aldehydes
acetaldehyde,
if
but
you
not
don't
enough
remember something in
to
biochem,
break it
aldehydes
down.
are really, really, really toxic. They're really bad for you.
Wow. Whoa.
Do I drink? No, I don't.
You sure? How do you know this?
Okay.
Sus. That's pretty freaking gnarly, bro. Get flush really? I never drank enough to get hangover, but I get flush really? You see, yeah, you probably have that Asian flush. Yeah.
You guys want to do the
Whoa.
next chapter? It's really short. Maybe like 20, 30 minutes. And then we'll go home. Yep. All right.
Lucky.
We're going to do video because we did the carboxylic acid stuff and then we did the alcohols. So let's do chapter 6 in the next video. See you next time.
Wow. Guys, that was...
Welcome back.
You guys sat through a 40-minute lecture. You know what that means? You have pretty good attention span. Sacrifice my liver. Stop drinking! I don't support alcoholism in here. Don't tell me about it. Don't tell me about your alcoholism, guys. I won't support it. At all. これはダメだ. If you choose to drink, you do it. But don't tell me about it. Unless it's for scientific purposes. Smoke weed instead so you can release it while working out. No! No! That's not what I'm saying either. But you tell me if you do get that work is high. I need alcohol to ruin my liver. I eat a lot of greasy food. Fubuki's matcha. Oh! You know what I wanted to try? Listen. Here's what you can do. The only way I can condone it, right, is if you drink and then you give me the bottles. please send the bottles to redacted address so that I can have them. Arigatou gozaimasu. Kasha kasha. Okay. So, in this one, we were essentially talking about what? Carboxylic acids and alcohols, right? And at least the reason why it becomes, or why you need to know it, right? Is essentially because depending on the structure, like he mentioned in the video, there is something he kept talking about called LVGs. LVGs, right? Not to be mistaken with ABGs. LVGs or LV, not Louis Vuitton. Not Louis Vuitton girls leaving groups. ABGs, Asian baby girls. Don't Google that. Aha. Leaving groups. Leaving groups. Leaving group. Okay. If you ever taken a chemistry class, you've probably heard about acids and bases, right? And I'm gonna try my best to explain this because it wasn't high school chemistry that traumatized me. I remember Gouda said like he almost borderline failed high school chemistry, right? I almost borderline failed college chemistry because my professor was a total dick. Like I'm not gonna even sugarcoat it. He was a total dick. I'm gonna try to explain this. So you have acids and bases, right? And essentially, when you react acids and bases together, you get stuff that's called a conjugate base or conjugate acid. That's just essentially like swapping or the names of what you get out of that reaction. My entire class, not my fault. It's okay. That's why we're here. That's why we're here. But yeah, one of the things we care about is conjugate bases. That's essentially one of the products you get after an acid base reaction, or like when you react two compounds with each other, right? And it is a conjugate base. We call leaving group. Another way to think about it is conjugate base. Conjugate base. OTR, can you refresh my mind? Is it the acid? The acid is the one that gives away the hydrogen, right? And then the base is the one that accepts it. Bases have more protons than acids, is that right? Did I get that right? I want to make sure I'm not spreading misinformation. Acid gives hydrogen, yes. So then your conjugate base. That's Bronsted? Oh shit. I probably have to go over Lewis acid and Bronsted bases again. Damn it! Yeah, but for conjugate bases, right? You want something that's gonna be okay with having like a minus charge on it. Because it's essentially going to be like what is it? It's gonna have to be able to accept like essentially losing its, that how I would describe it? Losing its positive state? Or being in a acid H basis. Yeah. So it has to be losing a hydrogen. Yeah. In this case, think about it as like if it was quote unquote losing a hydrogen. Yeah. Losing a hydrogen, right? So that's why he was talking about carboxylic acid compounds, which is just anything that has this like, or its derivatives, anything that has like this essentially. Oh god. The R just represents like any whatever molecule that you decide to bond here. CO and Cia. So your conjugate base is going to be whatever this is. This R is going to be without this like boner structure right here. Yeah, weak acid does have a conjugate base form. Yeah. I don't really know what's the proper way to describe a conjugate base though. I think I need to review that again. Man, see, this is how we figure out the gaps in knowledges. Yeah. I did not. I drew a carbonic acid derivative. Derivative of it, is it not? Carboxylic acid is derivatives. Is that not it? Like, if I have like, what is it? If I have OCl, guys, we're gonna have to watch this lecture again because I guess I didn't learn shit. Guess I did not learn shit then. Wow. Wow. What? Yeah, is this not it? This is a derivative. Derivative of it. Can I? More time. You're gonna be stuck with me anyways. It just depends on like what kind of mood I am in. You know, a pair of conjugate acid and conjugate base is same structure with a different proton. That's so group. My brain. I wish I had like a toggle where there's like the refresh thing. The loading bar that shows up on top of the head. Dot 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 dot. Cricket cricket cricket. But yeah, anyways. What is it? Depending on whether or not something can react with like these compounds depends on whatever this thing is. Whatever this R is going to be. And like for example, if the R was a Cl, then like what ends up happening is like it whatever decides to react with this ends up becoming like, well, it's a likely reaction to happen because this is very stable. It's having a Cl like this is very stable, right? But then if you had something like an H and a mead or whatever, then that would not happen. That would be very bad. You die. H2 is the conjugate base of H3O. Right, because you could pluck off a H in the H3O. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We were just talking about LVGs. And then the alcohol stuff was because that's another set of reactions I need to know. I need to know. Cut. Let's draw them out. First, we have primary. Yeah. That's a primary. A primary alcohol is one that is just bonded to one other carbon. But then a secondary alcohol is one that is bonded to two other carbons aside from its original carbon. And then tertiary alcohol has to be one that's bonded to three somehow. Conjugate base of H2PO4. Conjugate base. Well, if you're talking about it being conjugate base, it has to be okay with losing an H, right? Wouldn't it just be HPO4 minus? Because you're taking away an H? Am I wrong? Is it? I think it is. This one. Please. Create carbonyl. And then you make an aldehyde. iridium chloramate. Conjugate base. That would not be possible, would it? You wouldn't want a double negative. Boop, 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 boop. OH. Two. I need two. Two. CR2. Two. Oh, 7. Oh, why did I write 3? Oh, Jesus. 2. Oh, 7. H2SO4. 4. Ketone. I need 2 CR2. Oh, 7. Oh, 2. Well, ketone. 2 reaction SN1, SN2. That's just the orientation. That's just the orientation. And so it's a nucleophilic substitution second degree or first degree. It just essentially means like how many steps that the reaction takes to occur, or how many reactants you need in the slow step. But then it also depends like in what orientation you're doing it. Are you hitting it from the back or are you hitting it from the front? Right? Right. Mm-hmm. He also drew this, right? Do. How to review it? How to draw. これはめんどくさい。めんどくさい。I said I would do my freaking best Northern Lion bit. Today we are going to be using the narrator voice, audiobook voice. I don't even know what. I've listened to male audiobook readers so much more often than female ones that like I don't even know what they sound like. To be honest, I don't even think I would be able to nail an impression if I wanted to. Oh, we know alone. Or the issue. I love the British man who reads the books to you, though. Funny. No alone. Also, chloride and pyridine. Descriptive ASMR cousin. Yeah? Does it not? You're technically listening to someone read literature or some kind of writing, but it's not long enough to be like a book. Does it? Okay. Here, OTR, I will read to you about SN2 reactions right now. How's that sound? How's that sound? How's that sound? Okay, let me turn this off. Turn this off. Okay. Let's do a little audiobook reading, okay? I'll do some audiobook reading for you right now. Okay. This is my black screen. Let me grab my book. ちょっと待って。待ってください。 Okay, we're gonna do some reading, okay? If this is cringe, I apologize. I apologize in advance. Okay. I'm gonna start from acids and bases, just to give some context, okay? And then I think it will dive into SN2 and SN1 in a little bit. Okay. In an acid-base reaction, an acid and a base react, resulting in the formation of the conjugate base of the acid and the conjugate acid of the base. This reaction proceeds as long as the reactants are more reactive or stronger than the products that they form. Right. The Lewis definition concerns itself with the transfer of electrons in the formation of coordinate covalent bonds. The Bronsted-Lowry definition focuses on proton transfer. So if we've heard those terms thrown around, then Lewis base reactor, Lewis acid base pretty much is like how you form a bond with an electron, but then Bronsted acid base involves giving away a hydrogen or taking a hydrogen, right? And then they talk about that next. A Lewis acid is defined as an electron acceptor in the formation of a covalent bond. Lewis acids also tend to be electrophiles. So things that like do not have enough. They're electron poor, so they love electrons. Lewis acids have vacant p orbitals into which they can accept an electron pair or positively polarized atoms. A Lewis base is defined as an electron donor in the form of a covalent bond. Lewis bases also tend to be nucleophiles. Lewis bases have a lone pair of electrons that can be donated and are often anions, carrying a negative charge. Form a bond? Theoretically. Not literally. When Lewis acids and base interact, they form coordinate covalent bonds. Give me a shot every time I say coordinate covalent bonds. Covalent bonds in which both electrons in the bond came from the same starting atom. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. In the Bronsted-Lowry definition, an acid is a species that can donate a proton. A base is a species that can accept a proton. Some molecules like water have the ability to act as either Bronsted-Lowry acids or bases, making them amphoteric. Ooh, so that's when you can switch in between. Amphoteric. Water can act as an acid by donating its proton to a base and thus becoming its conjugate base, OH. However, water can also act as a base by accepting a proton from an acid to become its conjugate acid, H3O+. The degree to which a molecule acts as an acid or base is dependent upon the properties of the solution. Waters can only act as a base in an acidic solution and only as an acid in a basic solution. Other examples of amphoteric molecules include AlO3, HCO3-, and HSO4-. Okay. And then this is where we're going to talk about pKa, like we just saw, right? The acid dissociation constant, or Ka, measures the strength of an acid in a solution. In the dissociation of an acid HA, where HA will turn into H plus and A minus, the equilibrium constant is given by Ka equals, and this is a fraction. In the numerator, we have H plus, your proton, and next to it you have A minus. In the denominator, we have HA, which is your acid, right? So then pKa is just going to be the negative log of whatever Ka is. What I read to you earlier. Right? Thus, more acidic molecules will have a smaller or even negative pKa. More basic molecules will have a larger pKa. Acids with a pKa below -2 are considered strong acids, which almost always dissociate completely in an aqueous solution. Weak organic acids often have pKa values between -2 and 20. pKa values for common functional groups are shown. Blah, 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 blah. Ka equals 1. Yeah, and typically, I think strong acids have like good bases, right? Their conjugate bases are very stable. Yeah. Generally, bond strength decreases down the periodic table and acidity therefore increases. Also, the more electronegative an atom, the higher the acidity. When these two trends oppose each other, low bond strength takes precedence. Those bases don't want the hydrogen back? Yeah, exactly. I don't think anything ever reacts in a way where I want to create a strong acid or in favor of like a strong base. So that's why too. For the common functional groups, the alpha hydrogens of carbonyl compounds deserve special note. Alpha hydrogens are connected to the alpha carbon, which is a carbon adjacent to the carbonyl. Because the enol form of a carbonyl contains anions. Is stabilized by resonance. These acidic hydrogens. Oh, these are acidic hydrogens that are easily lost. God, me being illiterate, can't read. Ba-ba-ba. Okay. Let's keep going. Almost all reactions in organic chemistry can be divided into one of two groups: oxidation or reduction. Nucleophile, electrophile reactions. Nucleophiles, electrophiles, and leaving groups are particularly important for the reactions of alcohols and carbonyl containing compounds. Okay. Nucleophiles are defined as nucleus-loving species with either lone pairs or pi bonds that can form new bonds to electrophiles. Good nucleophiles tend to be good bases. There is, however, a distinction between the two. Nucleophile strength is based on relative rates of reaction with a common electrophile and is therefore a kinetic property. Base strength is related to the equilibrium position of a reaction and is therefore a thermodynamic property. Oh, okay. There's a trend, but species. I think there's a trend between the two, but they shouldn't be mistaken. Okay, guys, disregard what I told you earlier. Nucleophiles tend to be good bases, but not always. I think there's exceptions, but for simplicity's sake, it's good to know that. Because bases want to accept, take protons, right? I'm about to. Is this not engaging enough? No! Okite! Okite! Wake up, wake up, wake up! I just realized I'm sitting in the dark. Crazy. I feel engaged. I don't. I'm actually kind of hating this, guys. I hate. Can you hear that? Pop, pop. Me smacking my head against this book. Dude, I want to beat the fucking VTuber allegations where they're like, no, I'm so empty brained. I can't do math. I can't do. No! We're not having that. Gee, we're not having that, bro. No more empty brain shit. Big brain shit only. Only. No more brain rot. No more. None of this stuff. Now people can't really do math. No! But it's like even simple stuff too, though. It's like. I feel like there's common sense stuff you should know. And then we don't know it, though. And then people assume. Like, it sets like stereotypes, you know? I hate that. I hate that, bro. Oh. No more brain rot. Get do mental arithmetics. Wait. Next month we're doing quantum physics? No, we're doing physics tomorrow, actually. That's not a joke. We're actually gonna do physics soon. But, like, I saw a clip recently of someone playing, like, the game, like, Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader? And to be honest, I feel like it's fair that, what is it? The questions in the fucking game are so poorly worded. Like, even as a teacher, I would not be quizzing my 5th graders like that. I think it's very unfair. But the fact that adults are not doing well on that quiz is making me a little bit concerned, because I also think I would not do well on that quiz, and that says a lot about our education system. At least in the USA. Does that show kind of rage bait? Is it? Oh, I feel like that's actually what Common Core math was, though. Like, a lot of the stuff they taught us. So yeah, but nucleophilicity increases with increasing electron density. More negative charge. Electronegativity. Nucleophilicity decreases as electronegativity increases because these atoms are less likely to share electron density. Oh, wow. Steric hindrance. Bulkier molecules are less nucleophilic. Not 5th grade problems. I mean, you did wake up at like 4 a.m. though. You've been at work for a while. How are you? Solvent. Protic solvents can hinder nucleophilicity by protonating the nucleophile or through hydrogen bonding. Oh! Wait. Should we take a water break? I'm getting to the chapter. I think I'm getting to the chapter. The chapter that OTR wanted to talk about. That's good. Get on break. ASMR. Can't send blue soup up for water break? It's okay, you can just remind me like this. Water break, hydrate, hydrate. Let me turn on my lights too, because I turned my lights off. Yes. But that's it. My PC is freaking turning my room into a sauna, guys. Terrible. Freaking hate this. I'm dying. How's your day going, guys? How's the weather down there? I said down there because I feel really tall right now. I'm like looking down on you guys. That's the POV. I'm a giant and you're like small. I'm 200 feet tall. That'd be funny. What if I just Hi guys. Hey guys. Hey. Kidding. TXKR. Have you guys never seen shoes? What the fuck? No. Those are just shoes, bro. Move them with our brain. Okay. I think OTR may have popped his caffeine. So I'm gonna continue reading. If not, gomen. OTR, gomen. Gomen. Okay. The solvent consideration is worth spending a bit more time on. In polar protic solvents, nucleophilicity increases down the periodic table. In polar aprotic solvents, nucleophilicity increases up periodic table. Examples of both solvents are shown below. Protic solvents can hydrogen bond. Aprotic solvents can't hydrogen bond. I'm alive? Yokata. The halogens are good examples of the effects of the solvent on nucleophilicity. In protic solvents, nucleophilicity decreases in the order I, Br, Cl, F. Then I has the most nucleophilicity. I think an easy way to think about it is like, what is it? If you were to break off the I, it would be a good base afterwards. This is because the protons in solution will be attracted to the nucleophile. F minus is the conjugate base of HF, a weak acid. As such, it will form bonds with the protons in the solution and be less able to access the electrophile to react. I minus, on the other hand, is the conjugate base of HI, a strong acid. As such, it is less affected by the protons in the solution and can react with the electrophile. In aprotic solvents, on the other hand, nucleophilicity decreases in the order FClBrI. This is because there are no protons again in the way of the attacking nucleophile. In aprotic solvents, nucleophilicity reacts directly to basicity. If a solvent is not given on test day, assume that the reaction occurs in a polar solvent. Polar solvents, whether protic or aprotic, can dissolve nucleophiles and assist in any reaction in which electrons are moved. Organic chemistry is all about moving electrons, so it's less common for these reactions to be performed in non-polar solvents. They're always performed in polar solvents unless stated otherwise. Okay. We won't use non-polar solvents with this type of reaction because we need our nucleophile to dissolve. Because charged molecules are polar by nature, a polar solvent is required to dissolve the nucleophiles as well because like dissolves like. Examples of strong nucleophiles include HO-, RO-, CN-, and N3-. NH3 and RCO2- are fair nucleophiles, and H2O, ROH, and RCOOH carboxylic acid are weak or very weak nucleophiles. As far as functional groups go, amines tend to make good nucleophiles. And that's not to be mixed up with electrophiles. Nucleophiles are the things that are attacking the electrophiles. Electrophiles are defined as electron-loving species with a positive charge or positively polarized atom that accepts an electron pair when forming new bonds with a nucleophile. Again, this definition brings to mind Lewis acids. The distinctions, as with nucleophiles and bases above, is that electrophilicity is a kinetic property, whereas acidity is a thermodynamic property. Practically, however, electrophiles will almost always act as Lewis acids in reactions. A greater degree of positive charge increases electrophilicity, so a carbocation is more electrophilic than a carbonyl carbon. Some comparisons between electrophiles are drawn in blah blah blah. Additionally, the nature of the leaving group influences electrophilicity in species without empty orbitals. Better leaving groups make it more likely that a reaction will happen. If empty orbitals are present, an incoming nucleophile can make a bond with the electrophile without displacing the leaving group. Blah 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 blah. Can you move polar solvents with a magnet? I think you. Isn't that the whole principle of like gel electrophoresis? Or something like that. Like you don't even need a magnet technically. You just need differences in charge, which if a polar solvent has, then it can just move even without a magnet. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Electrophilicity and acidity are effectively identical properties when it comes to reactivity. Just as alcohols, aldehydes, ketones, carboxylic acids, and their derivatives act as acids, they also act as electrophiles and can make good targets for other nucleophilic attacks. There we have it. This was the thing we just watched. So, the carboxylic acid derivatives. CO2, I freaking told you! The carboxylic acid derivatives are often ranked by electrophilicity. Anhydrides are the most reactive, followed by carboxylic acids and esters, and then amides. In practical terms, this means that derivatives of higher reactivity can form derivatives of lower reactivity, but not vice versa. Similar to the acid-base reactions described previously. I was not paying attention. It's okay, I forgive you this time. But now you have to. Because I'm going to be talking about SN1 now. Kita kudasai. Leaving groups are the molecular fragments that retain the electrons after heterolysis. What the fuck did I just even say? I just botched that entire sentence. Leaving groups are the molecular fragments that retain the electrons after heterolysis. That sounds like a jiffy. What that just means is it's the molecule or compound. Molecule. It's the molecule or the atom that accepts the electrons. after you do a reaction. The thing that gets kicked out. It's the thing that takes the kids with it when you go through a divorce. Atom that accepts electrons? Yeah. Heterolytic reactions are essentially the opposite of coordinate covalent bond formation. A bond is broken, and both electrons are given to one of the two products. The thing that gets replaced? Yeah. The best leaving groups will be able to stabilize the extra electrons. Weak bases are more stable with a set of electrons and therefore make good leaving groups. By this logic, the conjugate bases of strong acids like I-, Br-, and Cl tend to make good leaving groups. Leaving group ability can be augmented by resonance and by inductive effects from electron withdrawing groups. These help delocalize and stabilize negative charge. A bond is broken, unfortunately. Alkanes and hydrogen ions will almost never serve as leaving groups because they form very active, strongly basic anions. We can think of leaving groups and nucleophiles as serving opposite functions. In substitution reactions, the weaker the base, the leaving group, is replaced by the stronger base, the nucleophile. Okay. Nucleophilic substitution reactions are perfect examples for demonstrating nucleophile-electrophile reactions. In both SN1 and SN2 reactions, a nucleophile forms a bond with a substrate carbon and a leaving group leaves. Okay. My throat is getting scratchy. Ah! La 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 la! Okay. SN1 reactions. Are you listening? I hope so. Unimolecular nucleophilic substitutions, SN1 reactions, contain two steps. The first step is the rate limiting step, in which the leaving group leaves, generating a positively charged carbocation. The nucleophile then attacks the carbocation, resulting in the substitution product. Naruhodo ne. The more substituted the carbocation, the more stable it is because the alkyl groups act as electron donors, stabilizing the positive charge. Because the formation of the carbocation is the rate-limiting step, the rate of the reaction depends only on the concentration of the substrate. This is a first-order reaction. Anything that accelerates the formation of the carbocation will increase the rate of an SN1 reaction. So, divorce is slower than remarriage. I think you mean... Well, actually, true. Trying to find a new hoe might be quicker than proceeding with your divorce settlement. Naruhodo? Yeah, but that's essentially it. You have to form the carbocation first before you essentially react with your nucleophile. But then, depending on how well you can stabilize that charge, then but in SN2 then, when you hit it from the back, you're essentially having all molecules attached at the same time. And forming the carbocation requires good friendship support network? Yes, indeed. You need to have good friends to support you in your divorce. Or else it can't happen. It can't happen. is weird to think about though. It can just kick off. You can just get into a divorce out of nowhere. I feel like SN2 is like the reason why you get in your divorce is because you like cheated or something, you know? Like the cucking is happening real time for an SN2. The YouTube algorithm is going to recommend this stream to OG sounds going through divorce and going to be so confused. Trying to rationalize your divorce in terms of chemistry, organic chemistry. Isn't that beautiful? Because SN1 reactions pass through a planar intermediate before the nucleophile attacks, the product will usually be a racemic mixture. The incoming nucleophile can attack the carbocation from either side, resulting in varied stereochemistry. SN1, you can either hit from the front or the back. But SN2, you can only hit it from the back. Does that make sense? I think it does. I'm going to assume it does. Bimolecular nucleophilic substitution (SN2) reactions contain only one step, in which the nucleophile attacks the compound at the same time as the leaving group leaves. Said it. Just got cucked. Because this reaction has only one step, we call it a concerted reaction. The reaction is called bimolecular because the single rate-limiting step involves two molecules. Two. In SN2 reactions, the nucleophile actively displaces the leaving group in a backside attack. For this to occur, the nucleophile must be strong, and the substrate cannot be sterically hindered. Therefore, the less substituted the carbon, the more reactive it is in SN2 reactions. Note that this is the opposite of the trend for SN1 reactions. The one-step mechanism is shown. Okay, if the ass is too fat, you can't hit. That's the unfortunate thing. SN2 is an NTR reaction, literally, except the person has to have no ass. If your ass is too fat, you can't hit it from the back. No backside attack. It has to be a perfect fit. You ever think of like a pinhole and like a needle? You have to be able to fit exactly through that hole. It can't be too big or too small. If it is, no go. SN2, no go. No go. It's most likely going to have to switch to hitting it from the front then. What kind of euphemism? It's not a euphemism, it's literal though. If you think about it, SN2 has to be exact, right? Because you're sterically hindered. It's tight. There's no way for your freaking molecule to fit to be able to hit it from the back, right? So you have to switch to hitting it from the front. Then you become SN1, kind of, sort of. Or the reaction just doesn't happen at all. I think, was it SN1 or SN2 that switched the orientation though of the molecule? Yeah, it was SN2. SN2, I think, right? What did Google say, OTR? What did Google say? What is Google telling me? No, exactly, right? But then that's why I'm saying it has to be a perfect fit. Who prefers power core? Yeah, that's what I was saying though. Like if the ass is too fat, you can't fit. You need a perfect fit. I get a perfect fit if you're small. Has a lot of room. Yeah, you're gonna have a lot of room with a fat ass. OTR? I know I won't. That's all I'm saying. The single step of an SN2 reaction involves two reacting species. The substrate, often an alkyl halide, tosylate, or mesylate, and the nucleophile. Therefore, concentrations of both have a role in determining the rate. SN2 reactions are accompanied by an inversion of relative configuration. Okay, Much like an umbrella being turned inside out on a blustery day, the position of a substituents around the substrate carbon will be inverted. The nucleophile and leaving group have the same priority in their respective molecules. This inversion will also correspond to a change in absolute configuration from R to S or vice versa. This is an example of stereospecific reaction, one in which the configuration of the reactant determines the configuration of the product due to the reaction mechanism. Can't believe you take up 2 seats? Oh my gosh, I apologize. The clapping of my cheeks notified the guards that I was escaping, or whatever that quote was from that one freaking game. I'm sorry, officer, that my ass is so fat. The clapping of my cheeks alerted the guards that I was something. Did that make sense? I think it made sense. Did you get it, OTR? Did you get it? Your SM1, SN2? I think I got it too. Awesome. Okay. Oxidation reduction reactions. Another important class of reactions are oxidation reduction reactions, in which the oxidation state of the reactants change. Why am I getting nervous? Oxidation state is an indicator of the hypothetical charge that an atom would have if all bonds were completely ionic. Oxidation state can be calculated from the molecular formula for a molecule. For example, the carbon in methane has an oxidation state of -4 because the hydrogen atoms each have an oxidation state of +1. This is the most reduced form of carbon. In carbon dioxide, CO2, each of the oxygen atoms has an oxidation state of -2. Oh. And the carbon has an oxidation state of +4. This is the most oxidized form of carbon. For an ion, the oxidation state is simply the charge. So Na plus and S2 minus would have an oxidation state of +1 and -2 respectively. Carboxylic acids are more oxidized than aldehydes, ketones, and amines, which in turn are more oxidized than alcohols, alkyl halides, and amines. Amines and amines. They sound like the same thing, but they're not. One starts in I, the other one starts in A. You don't need to know how to assign oxidation states, so that was fucking useless. But you should know the definition. You should know the definitions of oxidation and reduction. Oxidation refers to an increase in oxidation state, which means a loss of electrons. Okay. That means if you add an H, then you're technically you're going through oxidation. It is often easier to view oxidation as increasing the number of bonds to oxygen or other heteroatoms besides carbon and hydrogen. Reduction refers to a decrease in oxidation state, or a gain in electrons. In organic chemistry, it is often easier to view reduction as increasing the number of bonds to hydrogen. Wait, I just lied to you. Do you know how to study oxidation states? I've seen so many questions on the MCAT. Oh my fucking god, okay. Well, this shit lied to me. I think it's just for organic chemistry then. If you're binding to more hydrogens, then that is reduction. But if you're binding stuff to oxygen or other atoms that are not carbon and hydrogen, then that is oxidation. Okay. As we mentioned above, oxidation refers to an increase in oxidation state. Oxidation of a carbon atom occurs when a bond between a carbon atom and an atom that is less electronegative than carbon is replaced by a bond to an atom that is more electronegative than carbon. In practice, this usually means decreasing the number of bonds to hydrogen and increasing the number of bonds to other carbons, nitrogen, oxygen, or halides. Oxidizing agent is the element or compound in an oxidation reduction reaction that accepts an electron from the other species. Because the oxidizing agent is gaining electrons, it is said to be reduced. That is so freaking confusing. Because the oxidizing agent is gaining electrons, it is said to be reduced. Good oxidizing agents have a high affinity for electrons, such as O2, O3, and Cl2, or unusually high oxidation states, like Mn7+ in permanganate, MnO4- and Cr6+ in chromate, CrO2- 4. Oh, CrO4 2-. Oopsie, why did I read it like that? Primary alcohols can be oxidized by one level to become aldehydes or can be further oxidized to form carboxylic acids. This reaction completely proceeds all the way to the carboxylic acid when using strong oxidizing agents such as chromium trioxide CrO3 or sodium or potassium dichromate, Na2Cr2O7 or K2Cr2O7, but can be made to stop at the aldehyde level using specific reagents such as pyridium chloramate, PCC. Please create carbonyls. Secondary alcohols can be oxidized to ketones. Oxidation reactions tend to feature an increase in the number of bonds to oxygen, and oxidizing agents often contain metals bonded to a large number of oxygen atoms. Wow, naruhodo. They're accepting electrons. The equation sounds like hell. Conversely, reduction refers to a decrease in oxidation state. Reduction of a carbon occurs when a bond between a carbon atom and an atom that is more electronegative than carbon is replaced by a bond to an atom that is less electronegative than carbon. In practice, this usually means increasing the number of bonds to hydrogen and decreasing the number of bonds to other carbons, nitrogens, oxygens, or halides. Good reducing agents include sodium, magnesium, aluminum, and zinc, which have low electronegativities and ionization energies. Metal hydrides such as NaHCH2, LiAlH4, and NaBH4 are also good reducing agents because they contain the H- ion. Aldehydes and ketones will be reduced to primary and secondary alcohols, respectively. This reaction is exergonic but exceedingly slow without a catalyst. Amines can be reduced to amines using LiAlH4. The same reducing agent will reduce carboxylic acids to primary alcohols and esters to a pair of alcohols. Examples of reduction reactions are shown. Again, the focus is not on memorizing, but recognizing that reduction reactions tend to feature an increase in the number of bonds to hydrogen, and reducing agents often contain metals bonded to a large number of hydrides. And that is it. That is it, bros. Wow. We did it. That was 6 chapters. Wooza! Yes. Nani? Thanks for audible. Did you like the lecture on cucking? I don't support it, by the way. I think cheaters should die. You must kill yourselves immediately. I would prefer an SN1 divorce. I think. Me personally, I'm hoping you're going through an SN1, bro. Don't be doing any of that emotional cheating bullshit. I prefer if you didn't get in your divorce. How's that, guys? How's that for 2 hours? 2 hours of reaction slop. I think my wish, my dream is that someone will coincidentally stumble upon this video. Which, by the way, did you guys notice something funny about the thumbnail? My mouth is like the size of like my eyes. Oh, I tweaked out. Get down, you. But yeah, I hope someone sees the thumbnail and they're like, "What the fuck is this?" And then they watch it, and then they get to learn something that is not brain rot, not tung tung sahur, freaking Italian slop, name slop, and they sit through the whole video and they become educated. That is my wish. So my plan is to keep these VODs short, so that like people can do whatever they want with them. Doesn't have to be like a freaking 12-hour VOD. So I'm going to end here, and I'm gonna force you guys take a break and go eat dinner and do what you need to, and I'll be back. I'll be back after I eat my dinner. What you choose to do in the meantime is up to you, but I recommend you go eat. You go eat. You go rest. Instead of trying to draw, you can draw if you want. Honestly, that's a good brain break. Yeah, I'll see you guys in a bit though. See you in how many minutes? It's half an hour, give or take. Half an hour. Yeah, I will be back though. I'll post a link. I'll always give a heads up. I'll try to. Actually, I can't. I shouldn't say always. I'll try to. Yeah, class dismissed. 我去ucha. 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 Ucha ucha. またね. See you in. How long? Ah! Whoa! I'm flying across the screen.